Welcome to Greystone Capital Group, where we invite you to embark on an extraordinary journey towards a life of abundance and fulfillment. At Greystone Capital Group, we specialize in the transformative power of passive investing in commercial real estate. Your journey to financial freedom and a fulfilled life begins right here. Subscribe now and let Greystone Capital Group be your guide to shaping a brighter tomorrow.
Hello everyone, welcome to Building Wealth in Commercial Real Estate. Today I have a great guest, Matt Spagnolo. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Hey, Jonathan, glad to be here.
Thank you. So tell us about your background to my audience so they understand where you came from.
Yeah, absolutely. So my initial background in education is in business and economics. Right out of school, I got into trading stocks and equities, as well as options, things of that nature, but really got intrigued by real estate, and I wanted to offset some of the trading activity with investing in real estate, but really just getting more educated on real estate. So I ended up getting into the sales side of things. So on the brokerage side, doing a little bit of residential and commercial, but really wanted to launch kind of an investment portfolio. And with our brokerage there, we started to invest in small flips. And then we were also looking to scale into small multi. So anywhere between 5 to 100 units. And we were kind of building that process out. And then got connected with my now CEO, Glenn Hansen, at a conference in New Orleans, and started getting into more of the capital raising side of real estate and syndications and multifamily. And now I'm the fund co-manager at Colony Hills Capital, and we raise capital for our co-GP multifamily fund, as well as for direct deal investments. So that's where we're at now, and looking to scale Colony and do more deals.
Great, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So that's a great background. And so let me ask you, when you raise capital, how do you reach out to your audience? How do you find investors?
Yeah, good question. So we've got different channels where all of our investors come through. We have a couple of marketing firms that run some software for us and use the algorithms on social media through Meta, Facebook, Instagram. So we get prospective investors that come in through there that reach out or raise their hand. They see one of our ads or one of our deals. So they come in through more organically that way, through Google, and then obviously through podcast appearances, things of that nature. I also have been very active on LinkedIn. So you can do a little bit more targeted approach on LinkedIn, and I can kind of find investors who either are syndicators or capital raisers. So I try to leverage LinkedIn as kind of a new source and really reach out directly there. And try to get some warmer prospective investors or partners on LinkedIn.
That's great. That's wonderful. Awesome. And what do you normally, what asset class do you like normally to invest in?
Yeah, so Colony, we focus on garden style, class A minus to B properties.
Okay.
So there has to be some sort of value add component through strategic unit renovations, improving amenities, or adding new amenities, doing a new clubhouse, building garages, storage units. There's usually some sort of value add component to the deals that we do, but they're all about anywhere between 10 to 20 years old in the vintage of the property. But yeah, focus on mostly these kind of higher end kind of workforce housing, so to speak, B class, A minus properties.
Okay, great. And so how many deals have you done so far in your portfolio?
Yeah, so our team's done over 36 transactions in total. Our team's been around since 2008, and we've been scaling since then. So initially started by doing $5 to $30 million deals, and now I'd say that our target acquisition is $50 to $200 million in size. So 200 units plus is really kind of our target property.
Yeah.
And we've had 10 exits through the 15 years. And of those 10 exits, we've achieved an average levered IRR of 36% on all those exits. So pretty successful track record and looking to build upon it.
Okay, great. Wonderful. That's really good. That's really impressive. Now you're going 200 plus, which is a significant amount of capital needed. So if you do 200 plus, that's like at least, 40, 30, 450 million, right? Could be, yeah.
Yeah, so we structure deals again a little bit uniquely with our co-GP structure. So it allows us to only focus on at least raising for our fund $20 to $30 million or $20 to $50 million for our fund. And then we usually bring in an institutional level joint venture partner on the deal that's bringing anywhere between 50 to 80 or 90% of the equity. And then Colony Hills Capital, our co-GP fund, and then some other syndicating partners will help us capitalize the rest of the deal. But we really focus on finding discounted or mismanaged properties throughout the East Coast, and then we get a little bit creative on the capital stack.
Okay. So do you do like a JV 90-10 structure with like a institutional equity the way you do, or is that really?
It really depends on obviously the capital markets at the time. So I think there's been a lot of pref equity in the marketplace recently. Our
Mhm.
deal structure would be an 80-20 or a 90-10 with a true joint venture partner, splitting proceeds and cash flow pro rata with some sort of promote structure for Colony. But right now there's a lot of pref equity out there. So we'll get creative depending on the market cycle and what the capital markets are telling us. My partner Julian has over 10 years on the capital market side, and previously came from a debt and equity brokerage. So he's got a vast network of institutional level partners that we can go to on a deal by deal basis that we'll bring
Yeah.
in to partner with us.
Okay, great, great. Wonderful. So let me ask you, what lessons have you learned through your journey? I know like I learned a lot in my syndication journey. What have you learned in this business that you think is the top three lessons you can recommend or advise our audience?
Yeah, I think there's a couple that I've learned, and I'm still learning, obviously.
Yeah.
I heard a quote at a conference one time. It's like the worst time to raise capital is when you need to raise capital, right? So I think while you've got a deal in place, obviously it's a little bit easier to raise for a deal, and you can talk specific numbers with investors, but to always be capital raising, right? So even if you just close a deal, continue to reach out to investors and build those relationships, so that when the next deal comes up, you've already got a vast network or the people that you want to go to that have told you, hey, these are the deals that I'm interested in. Come back to me when I've got this list. So we use different spreadsheets and things of that nature to put investors into maybe different categories that fit their criteria. But also I would say until the capital is committed to your escrow account or till it's fully capitalized, never stop raising, right? So continuing to reach out, develop new relationships. And one thing that's important too, a lot of people go to conferences, and one thing that I've tried to tailor my conversations to is adding value, right? So I want to be able to add value to somebody else before I
Hmm.
ask for capital or before I get what I want. I want to provide value to them, right? So if I meet somebody, instead of just going up to them and saying, hey, are you interested in my deal? Hard pitching the deal in 2 seconds, saying, hey, who can I introduce you to, or how can I provide value to you and your business? And then in return, they're more likely to either invest with you or to make maybe an introduction that might be a better fit. So adding value to others is something that I've always tried to do before asking for what I want in return. So those are two pieces of advice that I would give.
Good. That's good. I like how you can add value first and then you can build a relationship, see if that's a good fit, then you can ask for capital.
Yeah, it's very off-putting when somebody comes up to you out of the blue and really just starts to hard pitch their opportunity to you. I mean, right, everybody's got their own personal investments that they do, and then obviously what their business does is separate. But if you come off desperate and just trying to hard pitch your
Yeah.
investment to somebody, regardless if you know it's even a good fit for them, right? If we want to
Yeah.
have a fiduciary responsibility to our investors or future investors, I need to know who they are, what their goals are, and make sure that the goals even align with what we're trying to do versus just pitch. You can't fit your investment into everybody's investment portfolio.
Right, right, right. Like needy energy. You don't want needy energy. You want to just make sure present it as an institutional quality grade asset that you want to invest is a way to diversify from stocks, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
I'm not going to pitch an investor a real estate deal if if they have no interest in real estate, right? So if I don't know anything about them up
Yeah.
front or what they're interested in or what their goals are, I'm not gonna. It's usually not going to be a fit. So I
Yeah.
like to learn a little bit more about the investor first, what they've done previously, what their education level is on real estate, so I can kind of tailor the conversation to that. But yeah.
Yeah. And would you say you're more a capital raising or a deal finder right now?
We have strong deal flow, but we've got a separate acquisition team. Our CIO, David Kaufman, handles a lot of the acquisition side as well as some of our underwriting team. So we've got tons of deal flow that come in from brokers or sellers, and we'll underwrite those, and then obviously we'll look at 100 deals or 200 deals to buy one or two, right? So
Yeah.
We like to say that we're snipers on the acquisition side versus machine gunners. A lot of these larger institutions, they have to place capital, and they're not as selective in regards to the deals that they do. So I'm specifically on the capital raising side, but we've got a full acquisition team that handles the deal flow, and then David will fly out to see each of the properties if we're interested.
Okay, so you kind of got a full house thing. You're not just one arm of raising capital and that's it. You're more like you do acquisition, and you do the capital raising, and you build a ship with institutional partners where you do more like JV, not syndication, right?
Um, I would say again, it really depends on a deal. We have everything in-house in terms of accounting team, asset managers. We don't have property management in-house currently. That's something that we're looking to scale into, but we'll party with either a third party group that we have relationships with already, or sometimes
Yeah.
we'll bring in a joint venture partner that has an established team in the area. So
Okay.
each deal again really just depends, but yeah, we've got a full team of over 20 with Colony Hills Capital and looking to
Good.
scale from there.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. So what book do you like to read that you recommend?
Oh, there's so many good ones. I think it really depends. I'm very heavy on kind of the personal development side.
Yeah.
The broker that I used to work for was very heavy on the personal development side, and I think if you can grow personally, your business will continue to grow, and therefore, if your individual business will grow or your life improves, then it'll help your team and your business to be more successful too. So, um, one book that was pretty influential in my life was A Miracle Morning, and it really talks about kind of getting up early and knocking out some of the big things in terms of reading, exercise, spiritual things of that nature to really kind of get a good kick starter for your day. And you can knock out a lot by 7 or 8 o'clock before everybody else wakes up. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's
that's one I would start with.
Yeah, that's a great book. Hal Elrod is an amazing guy. He lives here in Texas, and
Yeah,
he was a
that's great.
yeah, he was speaking here. I know at a Michael Blanc event I went to, and really good speaker. Very true story, very inspirational. I can't believe he should have been dead in a
I
major car
know.
accident. He shouldn't be alive walking and like a normal person. That's like a
Yeah,
miracle. So
it's crazy that the way that the world works sometimes, and like he said, it kind of needed that reset in his life and his
mm,
eyes open to this new world. So again, he's got a very unique story, and I would encourage everybody to go read it.
yeah, great. Well, thank you for coming on the show. How people reach out to you, man? What's the best way to contact you?
You can reach out to, I've got my direct contact info. Colony Hills Capital is our team's website. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. So
Yeah,
there's multiple ways to find me, and
yeah.
I'd love to be in contact with anybody looking to either raise capital or partner on multifamily deals.
Great. We'll leave your contact in the show notes and people could reach out to you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you.
Awesome, Jonathan. Thanks.